Breaking international news this hour. Violence erupting in Bethlehem today between Palestinians and Israeli soldiers. Fires and tear gas on the streets of Bethlehem as Palestinians continue to show their anger and frustration with the U.S. plan to recognize Jerusalem as the Israeli capital and move their embassy. This is a live look right now at the violence there in Bethlehem and armed soldiers there standing by. There are no reports of any injuries in today's confrontation so far. The change in the U.S. policy looms large as Christmas festivities this year in the traditional birthplace of Jesus. Crews may soon carefully start combing through a suspected grow-op in the city's East End in an industrial unit after a fire broke out overnight. The fire started at around 2:30 this morning in an abandoned heating and air conditioning business on Barbados Boulevard. That's near Eglinton and MCCOWAN. Crews attacked the blaze from the roof of the building as well as from the ground. Police found several hundred marijuana plants inside. There is an outlaw motorcycle clubhouse next door to the grow-op. Firefighters appeared to have gone inside the clubhouse as they tried to put out the flames. No injuries have been reported. If you live in Burlington, you're likely to know the massive Christmas light display on Spruce Avenue, but we do have some tragic news for you this morning. The man who puts it all together, he's died this week. This is a live look at Spruce Avenue, where only a memorial will shine there for Doug MUSSON. He was killed Monday when he fell off a ladder trying to ensure people who came to see the Christmas lights display kept dry. For years now, the family's display has wowed thousands. For this Christmas, at least, the family says the lights will stay on in Doug's memory, but they're not sure what will happen in the years ahead. A Toronto police pursuit ending in a 5-vehicle crash near Square One in MissississaugA. The car being pursued apparently carrying a suspect in an earlier bank robbery. It started around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon when Toronto police officers began following a vehicle near Huron, Ontario and Central Parkway. Inside was a man believed to have been part of a bank robbery earlier that day. Less than 2 kilometers away, the vehicle was involved in a collision with 4 other cars just outside of the Square One shopping center. The suspect fled on foot and was arrested a short time later, and then he was taken to hospital with serious injuries. No one else was hurt in the crash. The SIU is investigating but haven't confirmed whether the pursuit is connected to a robbery at a CIBC in Brampton yesterday morning. A fiery crash between a car and an SUV on the 409 leaves 1 man dead, and the OPP now investigating. The collision happened just after 4:30 yesterday afternoon on the 409 eastbound express lanes to the 401. One vehicle was engulfed in flames. The body of a man found inside, another man suffering minor injuries. The circumstances leading up to the crash not clear at this point. The highway was closed between Martin Grove and Kipling, but has now reopened. Loblaw and the Weston Company are both guilty of bread price fixing for more than a decade, but there's to be no penalty. I'll tell you why. Well, that's because they both tipped off what they were up to the Canada's competition watchdog, so they're being granted immunity for that tip. Now, both companies say that they had an arrangement to coordinate retail and industrial prices from late 2001 to March of 2015. Both Weston and Loblaw have apologized.